to the council meeting for the December Ordinary Council meeting, this being this 19th of December. Just a reminder that this is being video recorded for the purpose of minute taking. We have an application for attendance via audio visual from Councillor Darryl Marshall. We have someone, Councillor Douglas and Councillor Barry. All those in favour, please raise your hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. The acknowledgement of country, Councillor Bowditch.
Yeah, I'd like to acknowledge the country that we're meeting on today and acknowledge the people that are attending the room in our council meeting on the lands that are owned by the Wannerua people of area. With every footstep we take, there is an acknowledgement of history on every step and follows through, and I hope everyone else can enjoy that. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land that we are meeting on here today. Pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, and also welcome any Torres Strait Islander people and any Aboriginal elders or Aboriginal people attending the meeting today with us.
Thank you, Councillor Bowditch. We have the civic prayer from Councillor Leckey.
Almighty God, from whom comes every good and perfect gift, we give you thanks for the blessings you bestow upon us in this Shire. Grant to those who hold office in this council the spirit of justice, truth, of wisdom and charity, that mindful of our responsibility and of the needs of those we serve, we may promote the true welfare of your people, exercise wisely and faithfully the authority committed to us, and advance the common good through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Okay, please be seated. Welcome everyone from the gallery to this meeting. This brings us to apologies. We don't have any apologies for this council meeting. Item 5, the confirmation of minutes of the previous meeting. Councillor McNeil, Councillor Bowditch, any discussion? All those in favour, please raise your hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. Disclosures of any pecuniary or non-pecuniary interests. Start to the left.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to declare a pecuniary interest in 10.1.1 Bowman Creek Wind Farm, submission to the Independent Planning Commission, page 32 of the business papers. The application or the applicant is a competitor to my employer. Sorry.
Okay, thank you, Councillor McNeil.
Yeah, I'd like to declare a pecuniary interest in 10.3.2, page 192, the acquisition of Crown Land Skeletal Stock Route. I'm declaring this interest in the interim until we ascertain whether or not we have a land title on top of the Crown Land claim.
Thank you. Moving along, Councillor Woodruff, Stells, no. Councillor Dunn, no. Bowditch. Councillor Harry.
Declaring a pecuniary interest in 10.1.1 on page 32, the Bowman Creek Wind Farm. Submission to the IPC. I am actually an employee of a competitor within that energy industry.
Thank you, Councillor Barry. I have two, being the 10.3.6, always disclose it, page 214, Olympic Park Precinct Plan of Management, Plan of Management for endorsement. I undertake filming of sports in this precinct. And also 10.3.3, page 196, the Karula Park Optus Tower proposed location. The council provides owner's consent for the proposal of telecommunications tower. My residence backs on to Karula Park, so neither here nor there, but we're all done. We have 0 minute for two people to speak in public participation, being Mr. Jan Kamstra in opposition of item 10.1.1 Bowman's Creek Wind Farm, the submission to the Independent Planning Commission, and Mr. Gus Mather in support of 10.3.6 the Olympic Park Precinct Plan of Management. I'll ask Mr. Kamstra to come forward first. Just given the storm out there, Mr. Kamstra, you might have to put a big voice on, especially. That's all right. And you have 2 minutes to speak, and then questions afterwards. Councillors
Hey,
Sorry, do we have to remove ourselves?
I think it would be in best interest, yes. I'm sorry. Okay, you're right to go. Thank you, Mr. Kennedy.
evening all. I'm here in regards to the wind shark, whatever you guys want to call it, in Bowman's Creek. As we all know, sound travels in the form of waves and also known as vibrations. The impact on the body from low frequency sounds and vibration is detrimental to the body of humans and animals. Research from a number of different universities shows this. Health impact in relation to heart diseases is slowly becoming linked to the wind turbines. Early stage abortion is linked in wind turbines as well these days. With the amount of sheep, cattle, horse farms have in the area, will have a significant impact on the agriculture in the last bit of the Bowman's Valley. The only valley that has not been impacted by mining in that side of the valley. It now seems to be going to be destroyed by the wind industry. Vibration will travel, according to the universities, between 10 to 15 kilometres from the areas, depending on hills and valleys. The top of Bowman's Range is about 200, plus the 220 metres of the turbines will most likely push vibrations close to 12 to 13 k's. This would give an impact to the whole town of Muswellbrook. From the impact of 48 or 50 residential properties that are affected according to ARC Energy at this point, all in a sudden it goes to thousands of properties in the impact zone. Who's going to deal with all the extra health issues this town will see? We're not even able to finish the hospital as it is. Heart problems, sleep apnea and balance problems are the biggest occurring problems. Some of the guys out there are vision impaired in that region. These guys are heavily impacted as they rely heavily on their hearing. Impact on these lives are not considered by these foreign companies, even though an Aussie bloke seems to be in charge of it. After numbers of phone calls, that bloke still hasn't returned a phone call to me. It's more than 3 years ago. Communication of the company in the area has been a matter of ticking the box, but the less we deal with the people in the area, the better it seems to be for them. That seems to be their logo of running the place. Animals seem to get great problems with pregnancy and seem to get a lot of early abortions.
That's to Minister Royal Extension.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Minute and a half probably. Research from Sweden shows that even earthworms, the little critters that take care of fertility in the ground, move away over 200 metres from the towers. Let's not even talk about our wedge-tailed eagles, quolls, koalas and other protected animals that live in these areas. Apiron, the company that started the process, has been taken over by a Korean company already. Wind turbine companies are often shell companies to get things established and then disappear in the form of liquidation. Get taken over by a few in the 20-year lifespan. By the time it comes to cleaning up in the end, there is no funding or a company left. I hope you guys think about the future of this town and not the extra money that might come in from these machines. A ghost town is what's going to be left ahead of us. Thank you.
Just see if there's any questions from around the table. We've seen council's submission. That's the business paper, obviously.
I didn't have time to read it, sorry. I had very limited time. I just wanted to have my little say. That's it.
Okay, appreciate that. And hopefully with our submission, it identifies a number of our concerns. But you have time to have a read that.
Yep. Right. I know I had limited time, so that's all. That's over.
Mr. Mayor,
Hang on, sorry.
I've just wanted to know, Jen, I would like a copy of what Jen said today.
Oh, you're going to speak up now.
Yeah, that's
Would you
right.
like a copy of what
That's all good.
Today.
I'd like a copy of what Jen said.
And me too, please.
All good. I'll email it through.
Thanks, I'll see you.
Oh, sorry, yeah, we do. Just wait for the other councillors to come back in and then Mr. Mather in relation to the 10.3.6 Olympic Park precinct plan of management adoption. Thank you. I have to put on a bigger voice, sorry, just put that phone out.
No problem for me, mate.
Well, that won't affect him.
I'll let you take it to stand down.
Okay, thanks for listening. Hear about the plan of management adoption by the council. My name is Gus Maith, for those that don't know me. I've been involved with the Olympic Park project for more than 8 years, and it has been very rewarding to see the area evolve. This area will become a major draw card for Muswellbrook once the Olympic Park is developed into a regional facilities. When the Singleton bypass is built, and Muswellbrook will be the first stop from Sydney, less than 2.5 hours from Parramatta. The city, sporting and entertainment industry is screaming out for regional venues. This venue will be for the whole community, sport, entertainment, like Rock in the Brook, Anzac Day, Australia Day, movie nights, just to name a few. The best of all, we can hold events with very little disruption to the community during setup at the location. Very important for the community. The key to holding major events and attracting events to the town is having a modern and up-to-date venue. Most of all, we have to cater for the disability people and also, really important, the elderly people of our town. They're the foundation of our town and they're the people we need to support. I ask council to adopt the plan of management, and let's go on this magnificent journey of putting Muswellbrook on the map and giving the community what they deserve. Thank you.
Any questions from the room?
Yeah, well, couple. Mr. Mate, Gus here. I too think it's great, the planning management, certainly the whole area, I mean, it's pretty good, even as it is now. But as I say, I think it's a fantastic opportunity for the town, as you mentioned, and you know, I think the whole precinct is and will be you know, fantastic. I do have a concern about one particular area. Of course, it's finance based, and that's the grandstand. So the grandstand. I understand there's let's say there's about $10 million towards a grandstand. It's my view, and I'll ask you yours. And it's my view that 10 million is not going to get you much of a grandstand. Quick Google search will tell you that you're not going to get much of a regional grandstand for that. Is it your view? Is it your view that obviously it would take time? It would happen initially.
Yeah.
But is it your?
Yeah, he's got one right in front of him.
Yep. Is it your view, if this plan of management is adopted, obviously sometime down the track there'd be a new a replacement grandstand, so the one that was there now would be knocked down and a new one built in its place? Is that your view? Correct. So your view is that by adopting the plan of management, obviously there's a lot of stuff that happened beforehand, that in its place, the current grandstand would go completely and a brand new one get built in its place. Yeah, correct. Is it your view also, you've probably got a better idea than me, to be honest, is it your view you could put a new, I think your words are a modernised regional area, is it your view you could build one for 10 million?
Oh, I got no doubt the funding is available. We can build a new grandstand, 700-seat grandstand. The issue we've got with the grandstand now is many issues. And one, it was built in the 1980s. Two, it's not big enough for regional. There's a number of issues with it. It's the old story. If you're gonna continue to refurb something that's old and ancient, it's going to cost more and more money. It's not only about the money we've got now and to be able to do the funding. It's about the money to support it and maintain it moving forward. Now, I don't believe there was ever a result, but the concrete cancer, I don't believe it ever got fixed, and that's only going to get worse. So that was just one of the issues that were there. There's many issues with the current grandstand. If we're going to build a regional facilities, we can't use the old grandstand. It's just from that simple fact.
When the issue comes up later on, if you're still here, I've got some questions about regional areas too. But my concern is the expectation. My concern is that, and you've just clarified for me that your expectation is that by adopting this in the process, we'll get a new grandstand. My concern is that that might not be the case, because my concern is this, is that if grant money doesn't come, and there's already 10 million there, of course, this whole, I don't know, we haven't seen any financials yet for this. I don't know what the whole Now, the whole precinct might cost, it might be 2 or 3 times that. That's only figures that, I'm guessing, I don't know what it is. But my concern is the expectation from the community that we're going to get a new grandstand. I mean, the 10 million might take you so far, might knock that one down and get footings for a new one. I don't know what it might do. The expectation is that where's the money going to come from? If we've got this plan of management and whatever we want to do, where's the money going to come from? If it is 20 million or 30 million or whatever it might be.
Funding's already there, Jeff, and it's 15 million. And look.
Yeah, that's for the whole lot. That's for the whole precinct. Is that, well, sorry, I should ask Mr. through the chair.
Yeah, we're asking him questions. We can't go. Yeah, it's not a.
So we're confident. We're confident we've got the funding and the facilities will be able to be built. And the problem we have, Jeff, and you and everyone's aware of it, is the way everything's going up. So we can only do what we've done. We've got to keep going forward. And until such times as we get the boxes ticked, well, then we're going to have to, naturally you go out for DA and whatever else and see. And it's no different to the entertainment centre. I mean, the perception is of the community, the entertainment centre will be built. It's funded already and it will be built. Well, it's no different to what we're doing here. What funding is had to build the entertainment centre? Go out now and see what the funding's going to be. See how much money you're going to need now to build it 4 years after down the track. I mean, we've been 3 years now trying to get to where we are now.
I'm just asking you questions on a living part.
Just letting you know what my opinion is.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But as I say, my concern is the expectation from the community that we're going to get a new grandstand.
It's not an expectation. We are.
Okay. Thanks. You answered my question.
Thanks, Gus. Mr. Mather, do you feel that any further delay would, with the inflationary effects, erode the, the capital project?
Without a doubt, we're probably 12 months, if not 14 months further down the track now than where we want to be. And it's eroding it. Every day that goes by, it's eroding the funds. There's no doubt about that. And Jeff has a good point, and we will have to cross that bridge when we come to it. But it's not a matter of no. It's a matter of, well, we need more funding. I'll go and get it. Simple as that. Not hard.
I wish it was as simple as that.
Hard, mate.
Questions from in the room at all? I'll just ask, so your anticipation is, and you're aware that this is just the plan of management we are dealing with at the moment. It's not going to progress anything with regards to the actual grandstand or facilities. This is the plan of management for the sporting precinct, the living part.
We understand you can't tick any more boxes and tick this one.
Yeah.
So if we can't tick this one, well, the community's just got to wait till we can work around it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, brings us to 10.1.1, Bowman's Creek Wind Farm submission to the Independent Planning Commission. So actually seek councillors to leave the room. There is an amendment as discussed in the briefing session and from our phone conversation today. Below the Muswellbrook, we have a resolution there in relation to the council supports the submission to the IPC for Bowman's Creek Wind Farm provided in attachment A. I'm proposing an amendment that underneath paragraph 1 of the statement, Muswellbrook Shire Council has reviewed the Department of Planning and Environment's recommended development consent for the Bowman Park Wind Farm, the project which along with the project is currently under consideration by the Independent Planning Commission. Council does not consider that the concerns we have raised regarding the project have been adequately addressed by the DPE or the applicant. If the IPCN are of mind to determine this application with no further changes to the project or draft conditions, council requests that the application be refused. That sentence there, do I have someone to second that? Second by councillor Bowditch. Any discussion? Commit it to the vote. All those in favour, please raise a hand. Declared that unanimous and carried. You're more than welcome to stay around for the rest of the meeting. Once you've read the submission, and it does say there what we've just done with the amendment, and it will be on the council minutes. So, thank you.
Do they understand what we voted? Do they understand what we voted?
Yeah, I don't think they
Sorry.
understand.
Sorry, John.
Yeah, hang on, John.
You've got a copy of it.
You've got a copy that you can take away. Yeah.
Just so you know what we've actually voted, we haven't.
There's
voted
some changes
to be
being made.
approved. We want changes, and if it's not done, then it's refused. So that's, we just want to make sure you know what we voted for. We're not voting in favour of it.
I didn't realise you had turned on to speak, but I think there's a lot of issues that need to be addressed. I'm 2-point-some kilometres from them and had no contact whatsoever from anybody. It's,
Yeah, we did put that on the social media. I do apologise for that.
yeah, no, I didn't realise I had to do it anyway.
Have a read of that, and yeah,
I shall be in contact.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the 10.1.2, change of major land care budget. There's a recommendation that council approves the reallocation of funds from the major land care budget, projects budget to $15,000 to natural area maintenance, to $15,200 to the land care on rural land projects.
Move option one.
Move option one. Seconded by councillor Lecky. I'm sorry, she had her hand up first. Any discussion? Any questions? Commit that vote. All those in favour, please raise your hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. Option 10.1.3, the monthly report to council, planning, environment, regulatory services. We've got a recommendation there that the information contained in this report be noted. Moved by councillor Douglas and councillor Scarl. Second, sorry. No? Okay, sorry. I've got a mover. Councillor Woodruff. Any discussion? Any questions? I commit that vote. All those in favour, please raise a hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. 10.2.2, the tree removal requests. Sorry, this one? Oh, 10.2.1, sorry, the photo education and communication status report. Council notes the progress of the food, organics, garden, organics, communications and education activities. And just as a follow-up that council's provided the information links, please, if that can be noted to provide community members. Do I have someone to move that motion? Councillor Woodruff, seconded by councillor Barry. Any discussion? Any questions? All those in favour, please raise your hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. 10.2.2, tree removal requests. The council, there's a recommendation that council approves the recommendations contained in the report.
Question, if I may, just relating to the golf course, Mr Mayor, will the trees that have to be removed be replaced?
Council's through. Thanks very much, Mr Mayor. The manager works to provide an answer. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Councillor. Under our tree policy, which has come up later, our policy actually states that we must replace all trees that we remove at a minimum of 2 at once.
So just for the record, if that wasn't heard, councillor Marshall, it was that under the tree policy, any trees removed need to be replaced 2 to 1 for every removal. You happy with that answer? Yep.
I'll second it.
So seconded by councillor Scholes. You've got the move. Sorry. Moved by councillor Scholes. I need a seconder.
Yeah, I was
Councillor Drayton. Any further discussion? All those in favour, please raise a hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. 10.3.1, the draft recreation needs and management study 2023 for public exhibition. There's a recommendation that council approves 1, the draft recreation needs and management study 2022-2023 be placed on public exhibition until Friday, 2nd of February 2024, and 2, a further report be submitted to council following the period of public exhibition. Question from Councillor Woodruff.
Just given the date, Mr Mayor, I wonder if we're going to get enough return by the 2nd of Feb. People won't be just back from holidays, Christmas period. I'm just concerned that we probably won't get the best input from the community given the time of the year.
Will you, gentlemen?
Thanks, Mr Mayor. Thank you, Councillor Woodruff. You'd be happy to extend? We'd be happy to extend to the 9th or 16th if councillors.
16th,
16th.
Please.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll make an amendment to the 16th of February 2024.
Second that.
So you're happy to move that, Councillor Woodruff? Yep. Seconded by Councillor McNeil. Any further discussion? All those in favour, please raise your hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. 10.1.3. Sorry. 10.3.2.
Yeah, there you go.
Which is acquisition of Crown lands, the Skeletar Stock Group. There's a recommendation that 1, council proceeding with compulsory acquisition of the land prescribed as part lot K/DP 25666 for the purpose of building a youth centre in accordance with the requirements of the Land Acquisition Just Terms Compensation Act 1991. 2, making an application to the Minister for Local Government and/or Governor of New South Wales for permission to compulsory acquire part lot KDP 25666 under section 186(1) of the Local Government Act 1993. And 3, the land be classified as community land under section 31 of the Local Government Act 1993. Moved by Councillor Sculls, seconded by Councillor Woodruff. Any discussion, questions?
I have a question, Mr Mayor. Would that be valued by the Valuer General or the value as per the Valuer General? Thank you, Mr Mayor. Thank you, Councillor Mel. I'll ask Mr Lysaght to provide a response.
Yeah, there would be not necessarily a value by the Valuer General, but that would inform the actual, it would inform the valuation by the final pricing.
And do we,
consideration.
Supplementary, please, Mr Mayor. Do we have an indication of what that would be, given the area that we're looking for?
No, I don't.
No. We'll take it on that.
Yeah, Councillor Woodruff.
Is there any reason why we can't go the whole of that lot rather than part for compulsory acquisition?
The issue would be the access right of way that all the other property owners have along that stock route. There would be tens of not hundreds of properties that you would need to get some sort of approval.
That may put if we don't get the whole thing due to some issue, we might be putting the project at risk.
But,
I'm shutting up. Oh, I'd say make an amendment.
Did we have anything?
I've already put up the motion, so I can't offer a benefit of my own motion.
yeah, well, maybe we'll foreshadow an amendment then that there be a new 3 put in there to pursue the other part as a separate entity.
For about 4, you mean? Before?
Yeah, I accept the amendment.
There'll be new 4 to apply.
You have a part lot.
Apply to acquire the
remaining
balance, the remaining section of the travelling stock.
I accept the amendment.
Good. Yes. Being the same lot in DP. So you have to accept that amendment?
Yeah, I accept it.
Second. Any further discussion?
Just another question, please, Mr Mayor. The available budget is 1.1 million, I
For the
think.
project.
So this purchase will come from that allocation?
Yes, that's correct, Councillor Bell. Thank you.
If we're required to, Councillor McNeil, it's a very important community project for the youth, that we would have to look at other means.
Be 190.
Yep. So, second. Yes, Mr.
Could you just repeat the motion, please, because I couldn't hear through talking.
So if you've got the paperwork in front of you for 1, 2 and 3.
Yep.
The fourth item, Katie, if you could just read out, it's the remaining, apply for the remaining.
Yep.
Section of travel and stock route being the same bottom DP.
Right. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. So I'll commit that, mate. Sorry. Yeah, separately.
Yeah.
Is that okay, please?
Yeah,
Councillor?
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the intent.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, I'll commit that motion. So that's been put forward by Councillor Scholes and Woodruff. Now it's worded on the screen. I know can we get that any bigger, please? For the rest of the meeting.
There you go. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. All those in favour, please raise your hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. Okay. Oh, I'm on there. Not ours. The Karula Park Optus Tower proposed location 10.3.3. There's a recommendation that council provides owner's consent for the proposal from Singtel Optus Proprietary Limited, Optus, to build a telecommunications facility in Karula Park, Muswellbrook.
Instead of Optus, Indara Corporation, Pty Ltd.
So instead of Optus, Katie?
No, sorry. Council provides owner consent to the proposed from Indara Corporation Private Limited to build a telecommunications facility at Karula Park.
Thank you. Do we have someone to move that motion? Councillor Woodruff, seconded.
I want to do what he just did to me. Just like to put a map.
Any questions, discussion?
One thing.
Question? Yep.
Like possibly added at the location as set out in the document.
You accept that?
Proposed location. In the
Accept that
document,
amendment?
Definitely location.
I'll go with that. So Katie, just in the set out in the location as set out in the diagram. Sorry, Councillor. 198. And that one?
You said the proposed location as specified in the report.
Yeah, because it's otherwise you're not, it could be moved without having to come back to us.
Very wise.
Yeah, but this is a proposal.
I now commit that. Anyone else to discussion? Sorry, first. To commit that. All those in favour, please raise a hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. 10.3. Hang on. Yep. 10.3.4. The major status report. That council notes the information contained in the report. Just taking into consideration what we spoke about at the briefing session in relation to the comments section, please too, and the dates. Someone to move on that one. Councillor Lecky, seconded by Councillor Dunn. Any discussion or questions? All those in favour, please raise a hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. 10.3.5, the General Building Renewal Program 2023-2024. There's a recommendation that council approves the 2023-2024 General Building Renewal Program as provided in the report. Councillor Woodruff moves, seconded by Councillor Barry. Any discussion or questions? All those in favour, please raise a hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. 10.3.6, the Olympic Park Precinct Plan of Management adoption. The recommendation that one adopts the draft plan of management Olympic Park Precinct under clause 70B of the Crown Land Management Regulation 2018, and 2, provides a copy of the plan of management Olympic Park Precinct to the Department of Planning and Environment, Crown Lands and Public Spaces.
So moved.
Moved by councillor McNeil and seconded by councillor Bowditch. Question, councillor?
Yeah.
Drayton? Yep.
Referring back to what Mr. Mather said, he mentioned something, and of course he couldn't answer it because, you know, I'm concerned about one particular area, which is the grandstand. I think the rest of the precinct, I think everything else is fantastic. There's a fantastic facility for the community. But a couple of things I am concerned about. One being a regional area and the idea of having this regional stadium, and we've discussed numerous times on this council about our population declining, not inclining as a regional area you would expect a regional area to do, which in fact heading the other way. It's not heading down, not up. But just some clarification questions for me, because I really haven't had, I mean, this is the most expensive project in our term, dollars wise, I'm saying, most expensive project in our term, and I haven't had a report. I think there wouldn't be a more expensive one, would there? Just to clarify that, so.
In the current term?
In this current term.
Yes.
So in this current term, and of course, there's lots of us first-time councillors here as well.
Well, yeah, that's Jeremy just said, the town centre and the
so it's
recreational.
It's fairly high on our list, certainly as dollar-wise. I haven't had a report apart from the report I've got here.
That's the plan of management.
And the plan of management, and I haven't had. You might remember back a couple of meetings ago, I made some comment about the grandstand. I also made some comment about how difficult it was to get anything out of the minutes that come from those meetings. They effectively just said who attended, and we discussed this. That was it, not what was discussed. That was really, I made that comment at that council meeting. So it's really been really difficult. My expectation would have been that there would have been some sort of financials presented with this as well, just to give us an idea. And the reason I say that is because I'm concerned about the expectation. Now, the expectation both ways. The expectation from people like Mr. Mather who spoke, who's part of a sporting group, and says I want a new grandstand, I want the whole project. And also people within the community are saying, hang on, that's an awful lot of money to spend on that sport. Why aren't I getting it on my sport? So there's the two lines of expectation here. But the clarifying questions were, there were some comments made about the state of the grandstand and the cancer. Has there been any report ever done as to the state or the disrepair or cancer, I think was the word used, in that grandstand in Olympic Park?
Not aware of, but I am aware that the grandstand component above the canteen facilities and change rooms, that the quality of that area has eroded away over time in terms of the concrete there, and there are a number of leaks and things that come through in different parts, but I'm not aware of a concrete cancer report.
Secondly, I also heard about being a regional area and being able to hold sporting events, but regional events, a 700-seat grandstand, I think was mentioned. Has there been any discussion at all from council staff or yourself, Councillor Reynolds, in regards to with any sporting groups or any entertainment groups about holding a regional event? So have any of those discussions occurred as to whether they would even come to Muswellbrook or bother coming to Muswellbrook?
Yeah, I'd have to see clarification. We did previously on the last term. We haven't got a written.
No, this term now.
No, we haven't had a written commitment. We're still dealing with what we have, but that's completely different to the plan of management.
But I'm asking the question purely because
completely different, Councillor Drayton, to what the plan of management.
We had a member of the committee, of course, support this, who made some comments about holding regional events here, and particularly being the distance from Sydney and the regional, and that was one of his certainly support. And I can understand that. I would do the same. One of the supports Mr. Mather gave us for having this regional facility, because we'd be able to hold regional events. I'm just asking if there'd been any discussion held. It doesn't appear there's been any discussion held.
We haven't progressed down that far of the path to even warrant that to take place, because we are at only the plan of management at this stage.
Yeah, that's right.
If I could, please, there has been some engagement with the New South Wales Rugby League, Councillor Drayton, but no commitments made.
Okay, thanks. I mentioned earlier, but I mentioned earlier, my disappointment with, I just don't want, my concern is, so I think the plan of management's, is fine. I think the whole precinct down there looks great now. What's planned, fantastic. I'm just really concerned about, and it was very clear to me tonight that, and I did mention this earlier in the briefing, that I won't say the committee, because I've now only spoke to a few, absolutely have the view that they are getting a new grandstand if this is adopted. And that's a real concern for me, that is the expectation from the committee, no doubt passed on then to the community, is that will happen. I mean, I'm only guessing and I don't know.
So this is a completely different, but we can have a workshop and provide information on it. But there was an application from council which did state to IPART that if it did go to this stage, there would be a new grandstand to IPART, which is part of the special rates variation.
I just referred to what Mr. Mather said and what I'd already been told by members of the committee.
So that's why
that their expectation is if this gets passed, they'll get one.
So not this document, it's a part of the process, but our application that was was available publicly, did state that as part of it, and we've spoken about it and happy to get it out there, the grandstand would be stage 2, which would be the completion of a brand new grandstand, and should council not be successful with the SRV, that stage 2 would drop off. Which I'm happy to provide that, but that's come from the 10.5 million plus the 4.8 million with the SRV. But again, we can discuss that and the costs and what the blowout could be at a further meeting and have some clarification. This is just one step in the
If I could, Mr.
process.
Mayor, to help Councillor Drayton's questions. So, as Councillor Drayton says, we as staff, we do need to provide greater clarity around this matter. And staff are committed to carrying out a capital expenditure review, which considers the capital cost, but also, as councillors, would be very concerned as staff are about the ongoing operational costs. So we'll provide that with council in the new year. And also, as Councillor Drayton said, we do need to provide you with more information regarding the projects. And so we'll provide a chronology of events around the project from start to where we are at the moment. That might help. Would that help, do you think? To provide council with some information, clarity around.
Yeah, I think it would. Yeah, I think it would help. As I say, I mean, for a project that's so important to this council, I haven't had one report from a councillor sitting on the committee, from a staff member, or Mr. Mather tonight was probably the most extensive report I've had on it since I've been sitting on council. I haven't had a report other than what we've been reported, and also my criticism, and it's not personal criticism because I don't even know who's done it, but my criticism of the minutes, saying, listen, I'm trying to read these minutes and work out what's going on in those meetings, and here I am come now to, which is why I couldn't understand the minutes. I've now got to a stage where, these mob all think they're just going to get a grandstand if this goes through. That was confirmed tonight.
Thanks. Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Thanks, Councillor Drayton. They're very important comments. Regarding the minutes, we've engaged in some self-reflection in relation to those minutes, and we are going to do better with those minutes, provide better information and more clarity around that. So it's a good point. So thank you for that.
Thanks.
Okay, so I've had Councillor McNeil and Councillor Bowditch move and second it. Do we have any further discussion? With that into the vote, all those in favour, please raise a hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. Moving on to 10.
That wasn't unanimous.
Sorry.
Me.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Jeff, I thought you were on. Sorry. Okay,
No, I've still got lots of stuff I need to know.
11-1. Sorry, yeah. Sorry, Jeff, I did think that your hand went up then. Sorry. For the 10.3.7, the Rural Fire Services Cayuga Fire Station plans. It's got a recommendation that counts. Well, we can't do that through this forum. Yes. Yeah, enough.
Public participation needs to come earlier than Sydney or not.
Yep. Sorry, Mr. Mather, but yeah. Council approves the plans provided by the. Just a second, Councillor.
I'm not sure that the comment was Mr. Mayor.
He said it should come earlier.
Yeah.
He's sitting here all night.
10.3.
If there's somebody, it should come up higher in our agenda.
No, I think he meant public participation should come.
No, earlier because he didn't want to sit here all night.
Yeah, I think he meant the
That's what
item.
he said.
If you've got public
Oh,
business,
right.
you should bring the items in line.
Yeah. 10.3.7 Rural Fire Service Cayuga Fire Station plans. One, the council approves the plans provided by the design and construction contractor, Shire Brennan Proprietary Limited, for the Rural Fire Service Cayuga Fire Station. Moved by Councillor Bowden, seconded by Councillor Douglas. Any discussion? All those in favour, please raise a hand. That unanimously carried. 10.4 Corporate Services, 10.4.1 the Resources SEP Advocacy Strategy. There's a recommendation that council endorses the Resources SEP Advocacy Strategy as detailed in the report. Councillor Drayton moved, seconded by Councillor McNeil. Any discussion? All those in favour, please raise a hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. 10.4.2 the Draft Management of Trees on Roads and Public Land Policy for public exhibition. There's recommendation that council endorses the attached draft management of trees on roads and public land policy to be placed on public exhibition via council's website for a period of 28 days, plus an additional week of exhibition to allow for public holidays. And 2, a further report be submitted to council for consideration of submissions received during the exhibition period. Moved by Councillor Woodruff and seconded by Councillor Sculls. Any discussion or questions? All those in favour, please raise a hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. Sorry, Jarrell, I can only see the top of your head at the stage there. So, yeah, is there a way to move that away a little bit so I can see your arm? Thank you, thanks. 10.4.3 the Draft Fraud and Corruption Control Policy MSC 18E for public exhibition. Council there's a recommendation that one, council endorses the attached draft fraud and corruption control policy to be placed on public exhibition via council's website for a period of 28 days, plus an additional week of exhibition to allow for public holidays. And 2, a further report be submitted to council for consideration of submissions received during the exhibition period. Probably the same concern as Councillor Woodruff had with regards to that time frame. We extended out, if that's all right. I know it's a standard 28, but it falls in the Christmas period.
Thanks, Mr Mayor. So we have plus an additional week. Would you like 2 additional weeks?
I think 2 additional weeks. Yeah. 2 additional weeks. You'll move that, Councillor Leckie, seconded by Councillor Dunn. Any discussion? All those in favour, please raise a hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. 2023, 10.4.4, 2023-24 Operational Plan, 30 September Quarterly Review. Council notes the 2023-24 Operational Plan First Quarter Review dated 30th September 2023. Moved by Councillor Mahajan, seconded by Councillor Sculls. Any further? Sorry, was it Woodruff? Sorry, I only caught one out of the corner of my eye.
No,
was it you, Woody? Sorry. Woodruff. Any discussion? Declare that I commit that motion.
Yeah, let's vote on it,
Yeah, declare that unanimous. Well, it was that arm that came out from that end. Councillor Woodruff. 10.4.5 reports on investments held as at 30th of November 2023. The council notes the investments at the 30th of November 2023.
So
moved by Councillor Sculls, seconded by Councillor Leckie. Any discussion? All those in favour, please raise a hand. Declare that unanimous. There's 10.4.6, the monthly financial report, November 2023. Council notes the financial reports for the month ending 30th of November 2023. Councillor Mahajan and Councillor Leckie. Any further discussion or any comments? All those in favour, please raise your hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. 10.4.7 Stores and Material Stock Take, 21st of November 2023. There's a recommendation that council notes the report on the stock take carried out on the 21st of November 2023 and that the amount of $467,657.86 be deducted from the inventory register. 440,165 of that amount will be expensed to operational ledgers for 2023-23, 2022-23 and 2023-24. Got someone to move that? Councillor Woodruff and Councillor Dunn. Any further? Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, all I'd just like to comment on with regard to what I find very bad news and doesn't shows that we have failed down a bit. But I take the General Manager's assurances on board that the issues have been identified and are being addressed, and I please ask that happen.
You have his 100% assurance that it will happen. With that motion, all those in favour, please raise a hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. The authorisation, 10.4.8, authorisation under section 226 of the Local Government Act, that council notes the information provided in the report. Councillor Barry and Councillor Lecky. Any questions or discussion? All those in favour, please raise a hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. 10.5. Sorry. Okay. The 10.5 community economy. 10.5.1 disability inclusion action plan for 2022-2026 for adoption. Council adopts the disability inclusion action plan 2022-2026.
I'll second it.
It's moved by Councillor Barry and seconded by Councillor Douglas. Any discussion? All those in favour, please raise a hand. Did you do that intentionally? I declare that unanimously carried. 10.5.2, the community services. There's a recommendation there that the information contained in this report be noted. Councillor McNeil and Councillor Mahajan. Any further discussion? Commit that vote. All those in favour, please raise a hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. 10.5.3, reports on council grant funding and community engagement. There's a recommendation that council notes the information contained in the report. Councillor Douglas and Councillor Lecky. Any discussion? Committed. All those in favour, please raise a hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. Very 11 minutes of the committee meetings. 11.1, the Finance Review Committee for the 21st of November 2023. The minutes for the Finance Review Committee Advisory Committee held on the 21st of November 2023 be noted. Moved by Councillor Scull, second by Councillor Mahajan. Any discussion? All those in favour, please raise your hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. 10.2, Event Steering Committee, 22nd of November 2023. The record of the Event Steering Committee held on the 22nd of November 2023 be noted.
We just go back to 11.2 for that, please.
11.2.
Not 10.2.
11.2, yes. 11.2, saying, do you have someone to move? Councillor Bowditch. Second by Councillor Barry. Any discussion? All those in favour, please raise your hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. 11.3, State Significant Development Committee, 4th of December 2023. The minutes for the State Significant Development Committee held on the 4th of December 2023 be noted. Councillor Lecky and Councillor Woodruff. Sorry, I thought that was you again. Any discussion? Commit that motion. All those in favour, please raise a hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. 11.4, Future Fund Committee, 7th of December 2023. The minutes for the Future Fund Committee meeting held on the 7th of December 2023 be adopted. Councillor Woodruff and Councillor Mahajan. Any discussion? All those in favour, please raise a hand. Declare that unanimous and carried. There are nil notices of motion. Councillor reports, starting from the left.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just quickly, I'd like to pass on some thanks from Peter Bailey from Johns Creek Road to Mr. Ball and Mr. Finnegan for the quick action to some safety issues along Johns Creek Road. And I'd like to report that Councillor Lecky and myself attended the award presentation night for the Richard Gill School, which was absolutely delightful. Yeah, it just makes me feel privileged to be a councillor.
Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Neil. No other reports?
Disagree.
Oh, agree? No
I
problem.
enjoyed it.
Sorry you didn't get it.
14, written questions. Sorry? 14, there's written questions. There's nil. 15 questions for next meeting. Nil. Okay. 16, I've got an adjournment into closed council from Councillor Barry and Councillor Ian Douglas. Anyone in favour for going into closed council, please raise a hand. Sorry. Declare that unanimous and carried.
I don't even have to kick anyone out, don't I?
Okay, in relation to closed council items, 17.1 contract 2020-2021 0443A principal design consultant for CI depot reissue. Council resolve 1 to accept a tender submission from CCG Architects Proprietary Limited for a contract sum of $611,500 exclusive of GST, and 2 authorise the general manager to enter into a contract for the provision of services under the contract. 17.2, 2024 Australia Day nomination committee meetings. It was moved that council, resolve the council, the minutes for the 2024 Australia Day nominations committee meeting held on the 11th of December 2023 be noted and the recommendations contained therein be adopted. It was unanimously agreed upon by council. 17.3, the regional procurement tender 2 T1 42324 HUN tree maintenance. Council approves the following companies to be awarded contract T1 42324 HUN for the tree maintenance service as panel source suppliers to Muswellbrook Shire Council for the period of the 1st of October 2023 to the 30th of September 2025, and that a provision be allowed for a 12-month extension based on satisfactory supply performance, which may take the contract through to 30th of June 2026. 1, Active Tree Services Proprietary Limited, trading as Active Tree Services. 2, Asplund Tree Expert Australia Proprietary Limited, trading as Summit Open Space Services. 3, D&C Tree Services Proprietary Limited. 4, Garwood Tree Services Proprietary Limited. 5, TLC Business Group Proprietary Limited, trading as Hunter Tree and Lawn Care. And 6, Tree Service Proprietary Limited. It was voted on unanimously. 17.4, request for bin service. The council approves an exception to the revenue policy and authorises the provisions of a waste service to the property identified in the report, despite there not being an occupation certificate for a dwelling for this property. It was moved unanimously. 17.5, Muswellbrook Aquatic Centre. There was an amendment made to council staffs, which was 1, retain the Muswellbrook Aquatic Centre and party room with the Aquatic Centre business. 2, consider the provision of the additional funding in the future budgets to enable operation of the kiosk to its full potential. And 3, review the operation of the Aquatic Centre kiosk and Art Gallery Cafe and report of a range of scenario options be reported to council. It was voted on unanimously. That brings us to 17.6, the Marketplace Laneway. It was voted on unanimously. The council approves proceeding as recommended in the report. Which brings us to the closure of council at 7:07 p.m. Just want to say happy birthday to Councillor McNeil and also Merry Christmas to everyone, including the staff, and thanks for a fantastic year.
Thank you very much.
I do.